field of BPO legal issues and has resulted in him being a member of BPO steering committee as well. He advises a number of BPO organizations on different legal issues. He is also associate to the Ministry of Information Technology, Government of India, on legal issues of electronic governance and data protection.
We don't have audio bridge to dial in.
He has kindly consented to be here and deliver a talk today on cybercrime in the context of corporate India. Without wasting too much of your time, I would request and invite Pawan to start with his presentation. Pawan, as I said, there are about 20 offices who are online and who would like to leverage the opportunity of listening to your thoughts with respect to the cyber law in context with corporate India. As you said, the session is primarily objective to be more interactive, and we have the liberty to ask questions to address clarification to the Pawan within the boundaries of the limit which we have on 1 hour. Thanks, Pawan, and I will hand over to you to start the proceedings. Maybe you can sit there and
Ashish, just let everyone that they are able to listen. The audio. Ask everyone to the mic.
How do you realize that? Shall we?
absolutely.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to the people present in the room, as also through the video conferencing. I was told to talk on cyber crimes in respect of corporate India. Let me tell you what's happened 3 days back at one of the top security services companies in India who have got offices in Delhi and Bombay. They are in a particular technology. They are masters and they are leaders, authorized distributors of the relevant companies in India, and obviously they look at security. So they've got clients, the who's and who's of Indian corporate world, and they have a particular application which they are mastering, which others in the field are not yet supplying. They happen to fire one guy. The firing took place about 14 days back. This guy was the senior, most member of the technical team. He was most well equipped in this kind of technology, and he had signed a detailed agreement at the time of joining, which agreement categorically stated that you will not divulge the confidential trade information, secrets of the company. Even when you leave us, you will give us 2 months notice, and thereafter you also leave for 1 year. You cannot join competition, and at all points of time you will ensure that whatever that you have now learned will not be used to the detriment of the company. Now he was fired by dispensing the 2 months notice because the company found that he was working in a manner that was prejudicial to the interests of the company. So consequently, he was fired, and 3 days back this company realizes that they are in serious trouble. Why? Because this guy has gone to the customers of the company, and 3 of those customers had actually given a copy of their source code of their applications for requisite embedding to this company. This man had conveniently copied and taken with him the source code of the 3 applications for the 3 clients, and then went and connected the same clients and told them that, look, I was the one working for you in that company. I have your source code and I can do this better at half the cost. So please forget about that company and employ me. Now, 2 of these companies were fortunately above board. They came back to our company and saying, look, this is what's happening. Can you please take corrective action? One company decided to go with him because it was a 50% of a cost arbitrage that they were looking at. This is what has hit this company 3 days back. We were in discussion with them last night, and we are now going to be filing a lawsuit against this guy. We've unofficially told him, look, please stop doing this activity. And his response is, do whatever you can, and I'm not going to stop. So consequently, we will now be going ahead and filing a lawsuit for injunction and damages, which should be coming up in the next week. typical case of a typical example that today an Indian corporate will face. And it's not got to do with technical people. It's got to do with the mindset. In India, the concept of mindset of electronic assets being assets belonging to somebody are non-existent. I'm working on a computer, I'm working on something for my company. Well, I don't really mind CCing or BCCing a copy of this, whatever I'm saying, to one of my personal email accounts. Why? Why should you need to do that? But a lot of organizations are not aligned to this right. March 2008, this is a big company in the area of manufacturing of agriculture equipments, and they suddenly decided, well, a lot of people come and keep on joining the company and leaving the company. One fine day they find certain printouts of an email, which printouts show that these are printouts of a personal email ID of a former employee, an employee who left them after giving them due notice, whose accounts were duly cleared. And these printouts show that confidential drawings, industrial drawings and designs, which are patents and which are the confidential trade secrets of this company, which this guy was dealing for a new product of this company, had conveniently been sent by this guy from his official email ID to his personal email ID at, say, indiatimes.com. And from them, he had then transferred it to competition. He left this company despite a requirement of not joining competition for 1 year. He went and joined competition the next day, and then conveniently transferred all the drawings of this company to the server of the competitor company. Now, that's when the printouts came out, we came to know about it. The company immediately moved to the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court restrained the employee from disclosing to any other person or for dealing in any manner which will be prejudicial the confidential trade secrets, designs and drawings of the company. A typical problem. Now, litigation is going on, a lot of other litigations are coming in, but this is a practical challenge that corporate India is currently facing. And the challenge is not just relating to confidential secrets. It's got to do with routine, mundane stuff. So, if I'm in the purchase department and I've got a particular performer of how purchases take place in my company, well, I not only these days do it on my official email ID, I take printouts back home. A lot of companies are still not sensitive to the fact that, look, you need to be ensuring that you have appropriate mechanisms in place. The best is, this company that I would not like to mention. They are into internet service providing. They're a big search engine, and they also have a lot of their own generated content. This is the company, they have generated content after more than 50,000-60,000 man hours or whatever, and they have an information technology security policy in place. They have the parameters in place, but they've forgotten the USB port. So consequently, despite the policy stating that the employees will not carry out anything, employees routinely carry out things in pen drive, and it's accepted. So if you're called at home and you are saying, look, company has asked you to work on a particular file, it's not hard or uncertain to find out people saying, look, I have this on my pen drive, or I have it as a backup copy in my personal computer, and I will do it. It's only when companies started realizing that its dedicated content was being made